Hello everyone, my name is Another Soviet, and I want to introduce you to my brand new bulky team in RU ladder, but before I do that, I just want to apologize for my last video's quality, the TF2 video. I know it's completely horrible, but let's just say that's a testament as to why I need a new PC. But anyways, as I said, this is going to be a very bulky Cresselia team. Wow, RU team. And as you can guess, I'm going to be starting off with the leftovers and physically defensive Cresselia with a fairly standard set. I'm going to have the Reflect. I don't really need it, but it's just to... I might take that off at a later point. And originally I had planned on, instead of having Amoonguss, having Togetic, or Togetic, whatever you prefer. But I found out my team was really weak to Gastrodon, so I decided to add an interesting set Amoonguss, but we'll get to that in a second. I'm going to have the Mega Banette as well, with Taunt and T-Wave with Knockoff and Shadow Claw. I may take Shadow Claw off and change it for Destiny Bond, but I plan on messing up Destiny Bond a lot, so that's why I put that there. And then next we're going to have the Life Orb Cobalion with Calm Mind, and then Focus Blast, Flash Cannon, and Sub with, of course, special attack all the way up. And then we're going to have the physically defensive Grand Bull with T-Wave and Heal Bell. And then the specially defensive Claydol from NU with Stealth Rock and Rapid Spin. Grand Bull is also from NU, by the way. And then, lastly, to round off my team, I'm going to have an interesting Amoonguss with Assault Vest Regenerator, Clear Smog to get rid of any baton passing teams, and 252 investment, especially defensive. And I'm going to be running Sludge Bomb, Grass Knot, and Foul Play, so it should be a pretty interesting time. Please leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoy this video. My name is Another Soviet, and I hope you do. What's up, Pokey Sluts? My name is Another Soviet, and today I am battling back in the RU ladder, which is where I first started, and it's probably my favorite ladder. But today I have a very interesting match, and it's going to be a testament to why Calm Mind probably shouldn't be allowed, or like Sacred Sword, or not Sacred Sword, what is it? Dragon Dance or things like that, stat boosting moves basically shouldn't be allowed, you know, like Quiver Dance, because when that happens it's pretty much game over, especially if they save that Pokemon for last. And yeah, you'll see why, but obviously, as you can tell with that, this is not a live commentary. I didn't have time to do a live commentary when I was recording it, but I'm going to lead off with Claydol and go for my Stealth Rocks, and he actually decides to stay in. So I'm just going to go for an Earth Power here, because I figured he'd predict a Rapid Spin and go out into his Doublade, but he actually stays in and flinches me with Iron Head. So I just go for another Earth Power, because that didn't do much at all. Or actually, yeah, let's go for another Earth Power. But yeah, this isn't a live comm, like I said. First of all, I suck at them and I didn't have time. But we get a nice special defense drop there. And we are just gonna go for a Rapid Spin, but he's actually gonna switch out here, so I should have predicted that, but he goes into Slowking for some odd reason. So I get the I guess, not predicting rapid spin. So I just go for a rapid spin there and get it off on the Slowking. He probably should have gone into his Doublade there. So I'm just gonna go into my Banette because I think my Banette is gonna be pretty safe. And it's gonna be AV Slowking, so that Scald did quite a bit, but that's okay because we got Mega Banette and we have Knockoff and Shadow Claw for Slowking, and my Banette is actually really powerful against his team. So we get the Oko there with the Knockoff from after the Mega Evolve, which I'm not sure why he stayed in. Maybe he wasn't predicting a knockoff, but that would be pretty dumb. I'm just gonna go for a taunt because I don't know what this Doug Trio is gonna have. And I figure it's gonna have some kind of Stealth Rock or something. But he doesn't, and he actually goes for a Sucker Punch. So I am just gonna switch out here into my Cresselia and try to get a Light Screen up. Or a Reflect rather, and he goes for another Sucker Punch, which is pretty stupid. It would have hurt, but obviously it can't hurt on the switch out. So we're just gonna go for a Reflect because he has a lot of physical attackers. In fact, everything except for Delphox, I think, is set up as a physical attacker, including his Cobalion, because it had Iron Head. So he brings out Durant. So we're just gonna go back into our Clay Doll, I think. Although Bug is twice effective against Psychic. No, actually we go into Cobalion, that's right. And then we get the attack boost there. So we're gonna Calm Mind, I guess. And he hard switches out into Doublade. And we get a Calm Mind off. Calm Mind probably wasn't a good play there, because he, of course, still has the Doublade here, as you can see, and the Delphox, which is very scary against Cobalion. Or very effective, rather. Whichever one you prefer. And he's got a Secret Sword, which does a decent amount. Or actually, it breaks my Substitute. Sorry about that. And my Cobalion isn't gonna do anything to Doublade. This is where Baton Pass would be really nice, but of course Cobalion doesn't get it. So we're just gonna be forced to hard switch into Clay Doll, and he's gonna Sacred Sword. I probably should have gone into Granbull here, but we're just gonna we predicted that he would go for the Sacred Sword, so we got a safe, somewhat safe switch in to get an Earth Power off on Doublade at least. But he actually has Shadow Sneak, which turns out to be quite a bit of a problem for the team. So I'm just gonna go out into Granbull here and cut his attack down with the Intimidate, and we'll be able to take a Shadow Sneak quite nicely. And then we're just going to EQ in case he tries to stay in. An EQ will hurt everything on his team except Doug Trio, but I'm not too worried about Doug Trio anyways at this point. I already broke his sash potentially as well, so he's a bit less useful, I think. And he's going to bring out Cabalion for some reason, and the Earthquake takes him down to just 1%, which was pretty disappointing. But yeah, I just go for another EQ because, like I said, it's going to hurt most of his team. But he flinches me with Iron Head there, which sucks. That would be the second flinch he had gotten off with it, but he won't get another flinch. And I am able to take out his Cabalion with my buddy Granbull. Granbull is actually really bulky, and he can be used in so many different tiers. I like Granbull. So, let's see what he's going to bring out. He's going to bring out a Durant. We can pretty much just go for a T-Wave and sat Granbull here. He is kind of useful, but I'd just rather sack him than switch out into something that's not gonna take it at all. So we're gonna go and do our Cabalion here again, and probably just go for Focus Blast and hope that it doesn't miss. It of course says it's 70% accurate, but we all know that it doesn't matter what percentage it says on Smogon. It doesn't matter the percentage, it's gonna hit whenever it feels like hitting, and it's gonna miss whenever it feels like missing. And for some reason I was really dumb and didn't expect him to predict a fighting move and bring out his Doublade, but that's the price I pay. There isn't really a whole lot that I can do to this Doublade either. And I don't want to switch into my Banette because he is probably gonna die, especially if he just goes for a Shadow Sneak. So I just try to go for a Flash Cannon to see what I can do, and his Sacred Sword does way more than it should. But yeah, that really sucks because my Flash Cannon would have taken him out the second time. So yeah, that's a big deal. The Shadow Sneak is basically part of the reason why I lose this, because I don't know, it's a priority move. So I bring out my Mega Banette. This is basically my last chance to take this out take this out pretty much. And he of course goes for a Shadow Sneak, and it's obviously gonna take out my Banette. So I'm pretty much stuck trying to Ice Beam this thing or Psychic this thing with my Cresselia. So I'm just gonna go for a Psychic because Steel resists Ice and Ghost resists Psychic, but Psychic is my stab move because obviously Cresselia is Psychic type. And the game is looking very, very shitty right now for me. This Durant is a huge problem. So I'm just gonna set up a Reflect, my Cresselia is physically defensive, so I know that he's going to be able to take a few hits anyway. And then I'm just going to stay in and go for a Psychic to see what it does to this Durant. Which ends up being only 30%. So we're just going to go for another Psychic, and it should take him down to 3%. And then we'll have to Moonlight and get our health back to stay in it. And then we'll have to go for a Psychic again. But this Durant is still going to be a problem. Anyways, sorry about that. I was very rudely interrupted by a bunch of bullshit. So anyways, the crunch doesn't really do much except dropped my defense down on my Cresselia. So I'm able to take that out, and at this point it doesn't look too bad. The Ice Beam should hurt his Doug Trio. It should take out his Doug Trio pretty fast. But I'm gonna set up... No, I'm just gonna go for an Ice Beam. I don't need to set up a Reflect. Delphox is a special sweeper anyway. And you'll see what I mean pretty soon, because Delphox is the downfall of my team. Again, it's gonna be the Calm Mind annoyance. And Stone Edge does jack shit. Cresselia is a beast, and my Cresselia doesn't get KO'd, but I end up forfeiting in the end because there's no way I could ever win. And I was just honestly really annoyed at that point. And you'll see why in just 1 second. But yeah, it's pretty retarded. I think they should get rid of stat boosting moves in everything below UU. The UU ladder, at least. If not, even in the UU, and just keep it to Ubers and OU. But that's just my opinion. And yeah, as you can see there, he's going to Calm Mind, and my Psychic does absolutely nothing. And obviously Ice Beam is going to do nothing, as Fire is resistant to Ice Beam. I mean, to Ice type moves. So, we're pretty fucked from here. And I'm just going to go for a Moonlight and get my Cresselia to full health. And he just keeps going for Calm Minds. So I just try to predict that and go into Claydol, and then try to get an explosion off, which up till this point I actually haven't even mentioned that my Claydol has explosion, which is actually quite useful. But he's gonna be faster, and he has 3 Calm Minds on him, so the Psychic will take out my Claydol. Had it been normal Delphox, it probably wouldn't, because I had full SpDef investment. So we just go into Among Us here and try to get a clear Smog off, and yeah, get rid of his stat changes, but he's way faster, so a Fire Blast at 2.5 times special attack is gonna fuck us up big time. So I just go for another psychic just for the hell of it, and then I surrender after this. So, yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you guys think that stat moves should be banned in the lower tiers. Please leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Another Soviet. Subscribe to stay in touch and stay in tune for my next Pokemon video. Love you guys long time. Peace the fuck out.